Welcome aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you on Friday, the 17th day of May, 2013, for another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Check us out on the World Wide Web. You know where to go, fireyourmdnow.com or .ca. And if you can't remember that, shame on you. But just do a Google search for Dr. Glidden. I always pop up number one, and I plan on keeping it that way. 866-582-9933 is the number to call to speak with me live. 866-582-9933. Newsflash. This just hot off the wire. Bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Bad news. Time flies. The good news? You are the pilot. That's right. You are the only person that is in charge of your life. You get to direct where and how and when your life goes. For goodness sake, be very mindful of what you do today and how you spend your time today. Because in the ultimate scheme of things, you will have given up one day of your life to have done it. So be mindful of how you move through your life. Take charge, take control. You don't think you can, do you? You don't think that you can. You think that you're strapped to your job. You think that you're strapped to the bad gene that, you and Angelina Jolie have. Well, quite frankly, you're wrong. There's no politically correct way to say it. You're wrong, but you know what? It's not your fault. It's your doctor's fault, and it's society's fault. It's corporate America's fault. It's corporate Canada's fault. It's the big 10 corporations of the world's fault who own everything, and they play the tune that you dance to. You've been lied into thinking that there's only a limited amount of money in the world that has your name on it. There's more money in the world now than there has ever been, but only a handful of people have it. You want to grab a chunk of that change? You want to create your own destiny? You want to build your budget to fit your dreams instead of shrinking your dreams to fit your budget? Join Longevity. Companies created hundreds of multi-million-dollar earners. How did they do it? By sharing our message of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition with whomever wants to listen. Oh, and by the way, you're going to get healthy into the bargain. Oh, and by the way, you're going to lose weight and keep it off without even trying. Oh, and by the way, you're going to be able to support and promote in real time the structure and function, a healthy function of your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your gallbladder, your skin, your brain. Not a bad deal, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot fix a nutrient deficiency disease with a drug. But that's what we try to do here in the free world, the not-so-free world, when we go to the allopathic or reductionistic pharmaceutical centrist MD, whose only job description in a perfect world would be emergency room doctor, military field surgeon, or surgeon, because sometimes you need surgery. Thank God for the sterile technique. But you know the drill. MD-directed therapeutics in the U.S., the leading cause of death. MD-directed therapeutics in the U.S., the leading cause of bankruptcy. Well, that's a good deal. I don't think I want to go to these people anymore. By the way, here's the real breaking news story. Remember Angelina Jolie, when she came out saying, she decided to have her breasts hacked off because it was the right thing to do? Well, Natural News. I love this website, naturalnews.com. I have no affiliation with naturalnews.com whatsoever. I've never spoken to the guy that runs it. He calls himself the Health Ranger. Don't even know who he is. But I love this website. Breaking news. Angelina Jolie's announcement of undergoing a double mastectomy, even though she had no breast cancer, is not the innocent, spontaneous, heroic choice that has been portrayed in the mainstream media. Natural News has learned it all coincides with a well-timed for-profit corporate PR campaign that has been planned for months and just happens to coincide with the upcoming U.S. Supreme Court decision on the viability of the BRCA1 patent. As it turns out, the company that makes the test, that tests for the BRCA gene, is going before Congress to try to patent their test. Here's what happened. Angelina Jolie's announcement, in all its carefully crafted language, had 4 notable immediate impacts. Number 1, it caused women everywhere to be terrified of breast cancer through the publishing of false statistics that drove fear into the hearts of anyone with breasts. I talked about this on Monday. 2, it caused women to rush out and seek the BRCA1 gene testing procedures. These tests just happen to be patented by a for-profit corporation called Myriad Genetics. Because of this patent, BRCA1 tests can cost $3,000 to $4,000 each. The testing alone is a multi-billion-dollar market, but only if the patent is upheld in a pending Supreme Court decision. Number 3, it caused the stock price of Myriad Genetics to skyrocket to a 52-week high. That's 1 year, a 52-week high. Myriad stock closed up 3% Tuesday following the publication of the New York Times op-ed that Angelina Jolie said that she wrote. And last but not least, it drove public opinion to influence the upcoming U.S. Supreme Court decision to rule in favor of corporate ownership of human genes, which, by the way, is a $1 trillion industry. So there it is. The cat's out of the bag. We are all in the clutches of the multinational corporate machine. They are the people that started World War II. They funded World War II. The pharmaceutical industry has more money than God, and we are at their beck and call through very carefully constructed social, I don't want to say engineering, that's not the right word, but social manipulation. You have been enculturated to believe that the MD-directed field of medicine is the only valid system of medicine. You have become culturally conditioned to believe that your only hope for dealing with a chronic disease is drugs or surgery. You have become culturally conditioned to believe that the only person delivering valid, safe, scientific therapeutics in the medical arena have MDs after their name. You have become culturally conditioned to believe that everybody except an MD is a back-of-the-bus alternative quack who delivers dangerous substandard treatments. You have become so culturally conditioned to genuflect at the altar of MD-directed, allopathic, reductionistic, pharmaceutical-centrist medicine for the last 100 years, that even when the MD's treatments fail you, even when the MD's treatments hurt you, or even when the MD's treatments kill you, you give them a pass. 500,000 people were killed by Vioxx, one drug alone. 500,000 people. There were no congressional hearings. Nobody went to jail. There were no million-man marches on Washington, D.C. 780,000 people a year are killed in the United States by MD-directed medical therapeutics. While we've let the MDs drive the bus of medicine, Alzheimer's has skyrocketed from obscurity to the 6th leading cause of death. Autism has skyrocketed from 1 out of 10,000 to 1 out of 50. Arthritic rates are skyrocketing in the U.S. and Canada. High blood pressure going up and up and up, pun intended. Our life expectancies have flatlined in the United States at about 79 years of age and in Canada at 82. In the last 20 years ain't that pretty, are they? You need a prescription medicine to pee, a prescription medicine not to pee. You've got no hair. You've got 2 hearing aids. You've got all fake teeth. You got 4 fused vertebrae. You've got a fake heart, or you've got a pacemaker. You've had 3 bypass operations, all of which failed within 6 months after the operation, but your MD didn't tell you that. You've got stents in your heart. You've got no gallbladder. You've got 1 kidney. You've got a fake shoulder, 4 fake knees. You need a prescription medicine to fall asleep, a prescription medicine to wake up, a prescription medicine for the pain, a prescription medicine for anxiety and panic attacks, a prescription medicine to control your blood sugar, a prescription medicine to control your blood pressure. The golden years, brought to you by Bus Driver MD. And yet, we're okay with this type of madness. You know, when the herd is running off of the cliff, the people that are running the opposite direction seem crazy. Well, that's us. We are crazy. Call me crazy. Crazy like a fox. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Again, you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. The fact of the matter is that while we have let the MDs drive the bus of medicine, our health has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And rather than take responsibility for their failings, the MDs blame you. You have the bad gene. Well, let me ask you something. If it's genetic, if Alzheimer's was genetic, then why all of a sudden did it start in 1983? I mean, why hasn't there been Alzheimer's stuff all along? I mean, what are we all of a sudden? Are people being born with different genes? Did the kids that were born in the 50s, have a different set of genes than their parents or the people before them? And what is it that all of a sudden is causing this gene to express itself in massive amounts? What is it? And why are the autism rates so unbelievably skyrocketing in the last 30 years? What was it? Did we get, all of a sudden aliens came down and started having sexual relations with humans? Is that how it worked? Is that what happened? It's not genetic. Number one, if it was genetic, we wouldn't be able to fix it. We fix these things all the time. Oh, and by the way, we can't cure it because according to the Food and Drug Administration, the only thing that can cure anything is a drug. The only thing that can treat a disease is a drug. If you put on your bottle of water, treats dehydration, that would be considered a drug, and the Food and Drug Administration would shut you down. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. If you're still living and breathing, there's hope for you. There's hope for you financially. There's hope for your health. What's the hope? Well, actually, it's not hope. It's action. Action speaks louder than words. Join Youngevity. Clean up your diet. Take your nutritional supplements. Fire your MD. Recover your health. And then do the same for everybody in your family, everybody in your church, and everybody in your community. It's time we started shortening prayer lists. I'm Dr. Glidden, taking your calls when we come back. Hey, everybody. It's time to shake off the madness, don't you think? I mean, just shake it off and walk away from the knuckleheads amongst us. I mean, just walk away. It's time. You just got to shake it off and walk away. If people don't want to listen to what you have to say, fine. Just walk away. Everybody's going to bury themselves. You can't save everybody. Not even God could save everybody. That's why he sent the flood. Wipe everybody out and start all over because human nature is stupid. You have to talk to 10 people about what we're up to in order to get one to be interested. So check it out, get her done, get into action, grow a thick skin, and don't be ashamed of getting a no. Don't be afraid of getting a no. That's just part of life. All right, I promised it. We're going right to the phones right now. Going to talk to Nikki from North Carolina, who's calling in with a testimony. Hey, Nikki, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Now, let's be honest, Nikki. Since the last time you've called, have we spoken at all?
I don't think I've ever called, and the last time I spoke with you was at National Convention, and it was just for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay, very good. And no money has exchanged hands here, right? I honestly have no idea what you're going to say. So having said that, just want to be clear with the listening audience that we don't screen our calls here. I have no idea what folks are going to say when they get on the phone, and that's how we roll here. All right, okay, Nikki, now having said that, give it to me, baby. What is going on with your health?
Well, I was diagnosed May 13th, 2007 as being bipolar, with major anxiety and depression.
Ouch.
Yeah. I was in and out of the hospital every 2 to 3 months with a medication change every 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, doesn't that make you feel just warm and fuzzy inside?
Oh, yeah. I was on so many different medications. I didn't know whether I was coming or going.
Now, why do you think they put you on so many different medications?
Because they didn't know which end was up. And
exactly. That's exactly correct. Now, the listening audience needs to think about this long and hard. You know, we think that the MD is on this, throne, and we have to genuflect to their heightened intelligence and their awesome IQ and their intellectual fortitude. And honestly, they're no different than you or me. They get it wrong all the time. Most of the time they get it wrong, as is evidenced by Nikki's experience with her health care. She's got a serious problem. It's seriously affecting every facet of her life. And who does she go to? The people that she pays every month to gain access to, the MDs. And what do the MDs do? They give her one thing, it doesn't work. They give her another thing, it doesn't work. They give her something else, it doesn't work. They're like throwing darts against the wall blindly, throwing crap against the wall, hoping something sticks. And this is what passes for the best medicine in the world. You've got to be kidding me. But I digress, Nikki. All right, so you're up and down and all around town with the MDs, and then you finally, I'm assuming, get on board with Youngevity?
I did. I believe it was June of last year. I met J.C. Smith at a yard sale here at my house. And
yard sale. Yeah.
She happened to tell me about Youngevity and Doc Wallach and the whole bit, and I happened to meet with him and talk with him, and he said that it was a sugar imbalance.
Yeah.
That was basically what it is, and that I needed to stop eating the bad food, start eating the good food.
There you go.
And he told me what supplements that I needed to take.
All right. So what? Well, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my seat. What happened?
2 weeks after taking the supplements, I stopped my narcotic sleeping pills.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
After 2 weeks. After 3 months, I was feeling like crap, and I thought, well, maybe I can stop taking some of my prescription meds. And I did, and I started feeling great.
Imagine that.
4 weeks ago, Dr. Glidden, 4 weeks ago, I stopped taking all of my prescription medications and have not been back on any of them.
And how do you feel?
I feel awesome.
And how's your energy, and how's your mood, and how's your life? Do you have any remnants of any symptoms of a mood disorder anymore?
No.
And what does your husband think about this change?
He said that he finally has his wife back.
And the world has Nikki from North Carolina back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not shedding a tear, I don't know what planet you're living on. All of this, you know how this started? At a yard sale. That's why we do what we do, because everybody in your community is sick and suffering, and everybody needs our help. Thanks so much for the call, Nikki. That's the most inspiring testimony I've heard on this air, well, since yesterday. Peter Glidden here, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, your steadfast advocate for health, 866-582-9933. That's the number to call to speak with me today, just like Abby from Florida did. Hey, Abby, welcome back. Long time no hear. How's it going? What's happening?
It's good, except for the... I got some food poisoning in my daughter, too.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What'd you eat? Do you know what it was that you ate?
I think it was some oxtail that I bought from the market, and I don't know, probably was not cooked well. No idea.
That's because you're a crazy Cubano, Abby. Oxtail. Come on now. Who the heck eats oxtail? Nobody eats oxtail, Abby. What's going on down there in Miami? So I'm just interested. Well, what the heck does oxtail look like? What does it cook like? And what does it taste like?
It's delicious.
Really?
It's delicious. I put it in a crock pot, and I made a soup out of it.
Oh, yeah?
And,
does it just look like a flank steak, or what's it look like?
No, it has bones, all the little bones on the tail, and meat all around it. Has a lot of fat.
Man, whoever decided to put that in a crock pot way back in the day must have had one too many glasses of rum. That's what I'm thinking, Abby. So tell me, all right, so tell me the symptoms of food poisoning. Like, do you have fever? Do you have chills? Do you have diarrhea? Are you sweating? What's going on?
Well, yesterday I got a little bit of soup in lunchtime. By 4 p.m., I had my stomach started bloating, and then when I got home, like at 5, I was feeling nauseated.
Yeah.
And so I went to the toilet and I put the finger in my mouth and I vomited. I decided to just get everything out of the stomach. So I did it. But then I continued feeling bad and I started getting chills. No fever, but I was getting chills all night.
Okay,
it was
good.
like, you know, like when you have a cold or something like that, everything hurts all around the body.
All right, so the first thing to consider here, I'm glad you called because I can help you with this. And this is a good generic thing for the listening audience to keep. There's 5 or 6 homeopathic medicines that I think everybody should have just in the house, because every once in a while homeopathy works generically like a savior from on high, and it's a fantastic thing to use. So the first thing to consider when you're dealing with the symptoms of outright food poisoning is homeopathic arsenicum album. Homeopathic arsenicum album. I'll spell that for you. A-R, S like Sam, E, N like Nancy, I, C like Charlie, U-M like Mary, A-R-S-E-N-I-C-U-M, second word album, like a record album, A-L-B like baby, U-M like Mary. Now, any health food store in the world, all Whole Foods carry homeopathic medicines. They're in the vitamin aisle in a plastic shelf. They're arranged alphabetically, and they're dispensed in little blue tubes, usually about the size of your pinky finger. Cost about $8, $9, $10 for one tube of a homeopathic. And inside the little blue tube is about 100 little white pellets. And the recommendation here, when you're dealing with food poisoning, is 2 pellets orally of the homeopathic arsenicum album every 2 hours. 2 pellets every 2 hours until you feel a dramatic relief, and then stop taking it. And then if the symptoms start to come back 4, 5, 6, 12 hours later after the last dose, you can start it up again. 2 pellets every 2 hours until you feel dramatic positive change, and then stop. If while you're doing this you feel a little bit better and it's slow and steady, then you keep taking it. But if there's a dramatic positive change, then you stop taking it. Homeopathic arsenicum album is the first thing to consider when you're dealing with acute food poisoning. And you're going to love how you feel after you take this stuff, because it cuts it right off at the knees. And usually within 4 hours of taking the first dose, you're much, much, much better. And the same thing for the kid. The dosage doesn't really change, you know, unless you're like a toddler or an infant, and then you'd only give two pellets 2 times a day. But for your little girl, you can do it every 2 hours as well. That should be fine.
Okay.
That sound like a plan, my man?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. What's the weather like down there in Florida? Come on now, give me a weather report.
Beautiful.
Yeah. How many? What's the temperature?
For the beach.
Well, okay, you go to the beach. What's the temperature? Are you in the 80s, 90s? What is it?
It should be about the 80s now.
Oh, yeah, life is hard, Abby. Life is hard. Keep up the good work down there, buddy. Appreciate the phone call. Say hi to everybody in your family, and have your wife lock up her chocolate to keep you away from it. Thanks so much for the call. Going to Colorado now. Colorado, one of my other favorite states in the United States. Going to talk to Patricia in Colorado. Hey, Patricia, thanks for the call. You are live.
Yeah, I'm in debt, and I'm on fixed income because I'm on Social Security disability for mental illness.
Yeah.
And I'm non-compliant. I was told because I don't take my medicine. It's a psychotropic.
Yeah, I get it.
But right now I'm taking plant-derived minerals.
Yep.
And I'm cleaning up my diet the best I can.
Yep.
But I can't afford it completely because I don't pay for all my food. I just pay for as much as I can swing with what I have left over.
Okay, so what you want to be concentrating on then is avoiding foods that have a high sugar content. So it's interesting to hear a holistic doctor tell you this, and even though it's springtime, I would avoid fruit and fruit juice and dried fruit. I just wouldn't have that much of it. You can have a couple of grapes or a banana or this, that, or the other, but I wouldn't be like, I definitely would be avoiding fruit juice I definitely would be avoiding dried fruit, things like raisins or, craisins or anything like that. And I'd also be leaning very far away from anything that's got sugar in it, like soda pop that's got 7 teaspoons of sugar in one Coca-Cola, for goodness sake. I'd even stay away from honey, molasses, maple syrup, and stuff like that. And what you want to be focusing on when you do eat is eggs and butter and salt. Eggs and butter and salt, eggs and butter and salt. I want you to eat eggs until they're coming out your ears. That will go a long way towards helping you on a limited budget to support and promote the structure and function of your central nervous system, which is what really needs help here. So, you're doing a good job with the plant-derived minerals. Try to do a better job with cleaning up your diet and focus heavily on foods that are high in cholesterol, like eggs, hamburger cooked medium rare, full-fat cheese, full-fat yogurt if you can find it. Good luck finding full-fat yogurt.
Like this month, I'm pretty much out of money. I have to buy coffee filters and stuff, so.
Yeah. Well, you have to do what you can do. And who was it that introduced you to longevity?
Oh, the newsman, Alex Jones. He's
okay.
Great.
All right. So if I were you, I would.
All my family thinks this is just a scam, so I'm really swimming upstream as far as paying for my diet and stuff.
Well, listen, we're all
me a little bit, though.
We're all in that boat together because everybody looks down their nose at us, but we don't care. I mean, when you look at it, everybody that was really important and really correct in history when they started out, and for most of their lives, they were looked at, look at what they did to Christ, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
So you're in a good company. Don't worry about what other people think or say about you. And I have to tell you a story. There's a guy in our company, Longevity. His name is Rich Stocks, and he doesn't mind that I use his name. He's one of Longevity's top earners. He's been with Longevity for 17 years. And when he started he wrote a book about this. When he started, he was so broke, he couldn't afford the $9 membership fee. He couldn't afford it. He had to collect bottles and cans and bring them to the recycling center in order to get $10 to sign up and become a Longevity member. That's how broke he was. And he built...
You talk about the lifetime membership, that $10 that you just pay once? Don't have to pay it every month?
No,
wow.
It's $10. You just have to pay it once. I'm telling you, there are people in Longevity that started out with less than nothing. I mean less than nothing. And now they're multi-million-dollar earners. So there's a way here that you can pull yourself out of economic hardship. And so what you want to do, you want to call this number. The Longevity customer support number is, I can't find it, son of a gun.
I'm already a member.
All right, so call Longevity up. Tell them your name. Have them look you up in the system and ask them who in your upline is working the business, who in your upline is working the business. Get their contact information. Call them and tell them that you need help building your business because it's those...
I already did that. He is working on helping me, and he gave me some cheap ways like rice puffs and stuff.
All right. Well, you want to lean on the people in your Longevity family to help you build the business and make money here, because this is how we do it. We all lean on each other. We all lift each other up. You want to be leaning heavily on the people in your upline organization to help you figure out how to make money doing this. Because I'm telling you, there are a number of people in Longevity who have been worse off than you, who got it together and made it happen. If they can do it, you can do it. So reach out, ask for help, and the people in your upline are very inclined to make that happen.
Let's go back to the mental illness. What do you recommend to substitute the psychotropic drugs? What do you substitute?
Well, remember, we don't treat mental illness. We don't treat any illness. What we do is we support and promote the structure and function of the human body to work. And if you heard the first caller, the first testimonial that we had, Nikki from North Carolina. She was on a number of different meds. She had mental illness for 5 years and was mistreated by the MDs. She went on our Healthy Start Pack, extra essential fatty acids, and selenium, and within 3 weeks noticed a remarkable positive change, and then a year later she's completely off of all her meds, and she's completely normal. So what I would recommend to support and promote the structure and function of your body in your situation would be one healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, one healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, one bottle of selenium.
Okay, let me write this down. I won't be able to do it right away because of the money, but so I should be on the sugar pack, not the regular start pack?
Yeah, the healthy sugar pack. How much do you weigh?
A little bit over 100.
All right, so one healthy sugar pack.
Very tight. Okay.
One healthy sugar pack, 2 bottles of selenium, 2 bottles of selenium, S-E-L-E-N like Nancy, I-U-M, selenium, yep.
S-E-L-E-N. I-U-M. I-U-M.
And 1 bottle of EFA, like Edward Francis Apple. 1 bottle of EFA at the 180 count. That is a most excellent place for you to start, Patricia. Thanks so much for the call. Now go out there and get her done. 866-582-9933. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back live today, May 17th, Friday, May 17th. Happy Friday, everybody. The podcast number, if you need information about the health opportunity or the wealth opportunity, and you're listening to the recorded show, the number to call is 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696, and, of course, 24/7 on the World Wide Web. That's fireyourmdnow.com and fireyourmdnow.ca. Looks like we are going to Virginia next to talk to Bethany. Hey, Bethany, thanks so much for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
What's going on, Bethany?
Hi, it's Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie. Hey,
Bethany,
Stephanie.
I was like, is that me? Hi. I just want to thank you for your work. I met you in at convention. I was the one that had been gluten-free for over a year and still had the red cheeks. I had on
yeah. I remember you. Yeah.
Yes. But I'm not calling about me. I'm calling about a hard-headed relative.
Ouch.
She went on a raw milk diet.
Yeah, knucklehead.
Real knucklehead. Meal replacement type. She did this for 2 months.
Yeah.
Now she's having twitching, heart palpitations, head is hot. She's been to the emergency room 3 times. They said everything's fine. I'm like, no. So she just left again today. She passed out today. Yesterday I called you and you didn't get to me, but she had passed out, twitching, heart palpitations, head hot. And when she takes her minerals, she's on Healthy Start. Yeah. And when she takes some minerals, it burns her head. Her head gets real hot now. And she ate a brownie, same thing, head hot, twitching. So I asked her for her numbers today when she left the hospital, and she said that her calcium level was 9.4, but they told her that was normal. Her
the first blood sugar was what?
75. Glucose is 75.
Yeah, that's normal also, right?
And I have her blood readings, whatever all those letters are.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing that I want to underline here is, how is it possible to have strong and persistent symptoms, some of which are visible, like fainting and twitching, go to an emergency room that costs $1,000 just to walk in the door, and have them tell you that nothing is wrong with you? How is that humanly possible? There's only one reason that is humanly possible, because the people making the diagnosis are stupid. And they are. This is, where's the best place to hide something? In plain sight. The simple fact of the matter is that those emergency room physicians or nurses or whoever they were should have their licenses revoked, because it is impossible for someone to have strong and persistent symptoms and to be okay. And this is one of the scapegoats that MDs use all the time. When they can't find anything, it's never their fault. It's always the patient's fault. So they write it off as a psych case. Well, this woman's just crazy because we did all the testings and we couldn't find anything, and because we're God, huff and puff, then we must be right and she must be wrong. Huff, 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 huff. That's their attitude, and we pay for this, right? We pay for it. It's nonsense. Now, you're going to have her call me, because there's something going on here that I don't understand. I've never heard of this burning head thing. So I think that if she gets on the phone with me and I can ask her pointed questions about what's happening, I'll be able to dial it in. But secondhand, I'm not able to. In the meantime, though, right, you just want to not overlook the basics. Make sure that she's eliminated all 10 bad foods. And if the mineral supplementation causes a negative symptom, it's probably because she's taking too concentrated a dose too quickly. So have her dilute the liquid minerals in some orange juice or some pineapple juice or just some water, and have her take it a little more slowly. That's the first thing that I would do, because, you know, that's an essential nutrient. There's nothing else in there that can be causing a negative reaction. So if she's having something noticeable happen that she's considering negative after the fact, the first thing to consider is it's too concentrated a dose, all right? So tell her that, make sure her diet's cleaned up, and have her give me a call either later today or at the beginning of next week. We're up against the hard break, Bethany. Thanks for everything that you do. You are the last best hope your friends and family and church members have for a long, healthy life. Keep up the good work. Stick around, folks. Hour 2 coming up after these messages.